Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizzTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today, after a long time, I'm back to the sessions, and today we have Mr. Shailendra Mruthyunjayappa with us. Mr. Shailendra is the president of Verisk Financial Fintellix. With more than 2 decades of experience in his hand in banking technology and data analytics, he is also actively involved in philanthropic activities, a sports enthusiast, he called himself, with a lot of mentorship skills for startups and young ventures. He's all one wants to be around and talk about. So we have a lot of things to talk about him, but without further ado, let me introduce you to the man himself. Hello, Mr. Shailendra. How are you doing?
Hi, Sagar. I'm doing fine, thank you. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Shailendra. It's all our pleasure. All right, so I tried my level best to cover some things in the literature that I could create for you. But for our viewers, it's wonderful if they can hear about you in your own words. So please tell us a bit about your professional journey so far.
Sure. So I've had a career of over 2 decades. And throughout this time, I've worked on delivering technology solutions, data solutions, digital solutions, to banking and financial services industry and adjacent industries. I can break my journey into two halves. The first decade or so was, kind of adventurous for me. I got to spend a lot of time in different parts of the world, in Southeast Asia, in Eastern Europe, Africa, and working with enterprises, big and small, and startups as well, and doing a lot of things from consulting to product development to program management, managing large and complex programs as well as small programs, and then graduating into general management. And the second half is when I moved back to India and experienced the very exciting journey of a startup to a scale up to a corporate life.
Oh, okay. That's quite a sort of a exploring journey. I guess we should know more about it. So let's dwell down to this. Can you share something more about yourself? I mean, like in a deep level, the person that Shailendra is and the life that he leads.
Sure. I try to live a wholesome life, and to me it means an active, a healthy, positive and balanced life. Where I get to kind of balance my professional, my personal, my family, and social responsibilities. Where I get to spend enough time on all of these, and a life where I can continuously learn and have great experiences. I just want to enjoy all facets of life.
All right. So it's about continuous learning and adapting and moving forward and giving back to the society, so as to call. The best leader follows these things. All right. The question would be on this head: what really makes you, to follow this continuous learning, and how it, really apply? How do you really apply it to yourself?
Yeah. What's life without new experiences and new learnings? It's going to be quite boring. So I try to do new things every now and then, and to kind of give you a few examples, what new things I've been trying the last 12-18 months, despite the lockdown. Professionally, I joined a program for independent board directors, kind of brush my skills on responsibilities and best practices for non-executive board members. From a domain standpoint, I've been tracking the evolving laws around data protection, and doing a lot of reading on crypto. Trying to visualize what the future phygital world will look like. There is so much to learn and so much to do, and the industry is evolving at a pace that probably me and you cannot even comprehend. And I also I'm fortunate to also advise a few startups, and that also helps me to stay aligned with with everything that's going on in the industry, to some degree at least.
So
And
a reader with a lot of mentorship skills for the startups, volunteer board member, and a sports enthusiast, as I told you earlier. And you're also trying to manage the time, in between your personal life and private life and everything. How do you make time for all of this? I mean, the time management mantra, what's it for Mr. Shailendra?
yeah, I believe in the saying that if something is important, you'll make time for it. It's all about understanding your own priorities and making time for them. I kind of put everything into two categories. Must do's and want to do's. I try to do I try to work smart and fast on all the must do's, so that I can spare enough time for the want to do's. Right? I think I try to do my best.
No, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Talking about some business, I mean, that's been your personal and your personal journey so far. Talking about business, you're precisely from the banking and financial technology. Where do you think the industry is headed now? I mean, from now onwards.
Yeah, it's a it's a question that I can respond to in 2 sentences or in 20 minutes. Do you want a short answer or a long answer?
We can plan a web conference for this, but for this interview, we would love to have the short answer.
Short answer. Okay. I believe this industry, we are in the very, very early stages of a massive transformation in the banking and financial services industry. Customers are expecting better experiences. Customers are expecting embedded financial products, financial services in the flow of life or in the flow of business. What do I mean by that? I mean financial products that are kind of integrated into various value chains in life, such as payments and financing, integrated into e-commerce or offline shopping. Education loans integrated into online education or offline education.
That's right.
Savings product built into your cash flows or spending. Accident insurance with cab bookings as you make them. SME financing that happens as the businesses are procuring equipment, for example. Farm loans that are getting given out as the farmers are kind of going out to buy input for the farms. Kind of more integrated wealth management for individuals and more comprehensive cash flow management for businesses. So I believe some of this, if you're already seeing early signs of these products, but there's still a long way to go. And the ones that will end up providing these experiences will ultimately own the customers and the customer relationships. And this could be your traditional banks, this could be your fintechs, your new banks, this could be your super apps or digital platforms. And the boundaries are kind of becoming blurred, and the race is on. So it is like an exhilarating journey that we are seeing in the banking and financial technology space. So very interesting times ahead, I should say.
That's very beautifully put. A question that just struck my mind. Since after 2016, we are just seeing the digitization era that that struck us as a country. When I see street vendors using the UPI IDs and all these sort of things, it really gives you a kick that that's happening right now. Earlier than sometimes you don't have cash, you tend to not to buy it, and even the street vendors are now at least having a bank account for sure. Fintech hitting India in such a way, where do you think it will take us? Let's say down the line after 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, no, I think banking and financial services will be everywhere, but yet nowhere to be seen. I think that's going to be the reality.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Financial services. But I think there is also a few other major things that is potentially going to impact this industry. One of them is the regulatory side, right? As more and more businesses are getting digitized, as the super apps and the big techs are taking a dominating position in the market. I think regulators are also waking up to the need for personal data to be protected. They are looking at how the interests and are kind of separated in terms of somebody running a marketplace and somebody having their own sort of services or products. So I think every business that is going through digitization will also need to rethink their entire technology infrastructure and develop things with privacy first as a principle. And that's going to be core to the business architecture itself. And I think that's going to be another big thing that will impact the larger businesses. But it'll be a while for the smaller businesses who are digitizing to get to that level where they'll have to start thinking and worrying about it. And another aspect that has potentially a game-changing impact. Again, a lot of iffiness around this are cryptocurrencies, and we need to watch out for that.
Well, that's right. That's right. I mean, crypto transactions are the new things that are going on. Decentralization of anything. I mean, comes with pros and cons, but we need to adopt it in the right way. So all you're saying is that the industry is here, the fintech is here. It's the new thing would be regulating the industry now.
That's correct. Right? The new thing will be how prevalent fintech is going to become in our lives, how deeply embedded it's going to become. And on the other side, regulators trying to ensure that there is a stable environment and consumer interest is protected, and trying to regulate things around that. So I think these two are going to be the driving factors for this industry.
Oh no! So far in this session, it's all about crazy questions and beautiful answers. I'll throw some more questions to you, like one or two more questions to you. I know you're a busy man. You have like 30 minutes for us, and we really honored to have that. So without further ado, my next question would be: you are an entrepreneur. People think that it's the idea, it's giving the time to your venture, to your idea, to your services. It's also about a good team. It's also about people around whom you work, or people around work. I mean, people who work around you.
Right.
Hiring is the thing there, because I've been part of several startups. I know hiring is the issue there. What do you look for in people when you're hiring, whether in a low hierarchy or a high hierarchy, wherever? What do you really look?
Yeah. Very interesting question. Like you rightly said, ideas are everywhere, and there is no person in this world that you'll find who doesn't have a fancy idea. It's all about execution, and for you to be able to execute, you need good people. Like everyone else, when I'm hiring, I do look for skills or expertise and experience, right? Relevant experience or transferable experience. That's obviously important, but more than expertise and experience, I look for the right attitude. Right? Someone who is curious, eager to learn, work smart, is result oriented. Someone who's resourceful. Someone who gives me the confidence that they can take control and get things done. I would rate such a person very highly. To summarize, attitude, expertise, and experience in that order.
Okay. I guess we can create a chart on this for our viewers to understand it better. All right. I have a lot of questions now for you, but as I said, I know you are busy. So I'll throw this. This is the last question that I have. I promise. It's in your industry, or rather in every industry, you have more than 20 years of experience is an experience now. What's your advice to young professionals that's pulling themselves in any industry, generic sense, if I ask? What's your basic advice to them?
My advice to young professionals will be to develop passionate work. If you have multiple areas of interest, narrow it down and work on what appeals to you the most. Don't let go of the opportunity, and even if it is a struggle, to pursue what you feel passionately about. And as you get older, you seek financial stability, and you try to find priorities will change, right? So you try to find your comfort zone. But as young professionals, I think you should. It is important for you to kind of unleash your passion and work to your full potential. So that's one. And if you are somebody who doesn't feel passionately yet about anything, surround yourself with passionate people, or follow somebody who's passionate about it, and see how that kind of lights up the fire within you. And the second piece of advice I'll give is to have self-belief, and to be self-motivated. You'll be surprised that when you are you have that self-belief and conviction, and you work with that, and despite all the challenges that you'll face, you'll probably get encouragement and support from the most unexpected quarters. And do things because you want to do, right? And that's not right, because somebody is expecting you to do. And like I was saying previously, the larger the overlap between the to-dos and want-to-dos, if there is a larger overlap, the more fun you'll have, and enjoyable your work and life will become. So
this can become a code, Mr. Shailendra. I mean, I bet on this. The larger the overlap between the to-dos and want-to-dos, it's more of a fun thing. I can really write it down on a sticky note around my workshop. Last, I know I said that was the last question, but again, a very, 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 very small question. Do you follow the mentality of jack of all, or like master of none and jack of all, or master of one? What's the mentality that you follow?
Yeah, no, for me, I go wherever my curiosity takes me. And I do have certain circles of competence where I go deep, but I also want to venture out into newer areas and experience newer things. So I also give room for myself to do those things.
So you know your priority and your curiosity. These are two different things for you.
Right.
Sort of. Right. All right. It has been a beautiful session so far. I guess we have to do a part 2 of this session, and we surely will do soon after we publish this session. So I hope our viewers learn a lot of things. So first of all, let's thank Mr. Shailendra. So thank you very much, Mr. Shailendra, for sharing such great insights with us in this session, and we look forward to having a great chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international business industry, and something that you have added up in your career by that time when we'll be having a new session. And finally, pleasure's all mine, Mr. Shailendra. I hope you like this whole session.
Yeah, no, it was a wonderful conversation, stimulating conversation, I should say. And thanks for having me.
Oh, pleasure's all mine. And just for our viewers, in some bloopers, we had a discussion about how to take care of the hairs, the long hairs. If you want to have some suggestion, you can follow Shailendra for that as well. And yeah. So to cut that chase now, for our viewers, if you like this chat with Mr. Shailendra, please like and share this video, and also click on that red button and subscribe to ClickAway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming in from industry leaders like Mr. Shailendra Mruthyunjayappa. This was Sagar for BizzTalk World signing off. Thank you very much.